Good afternoon, everybody. How we doing? Spencer Israel here. Before we get to our regularly scheduled programming with Joel Elconin, I was going through the movers tool on Benzinga Pro, and I saw this stock I didn't know, IINN. And so I pulled some strings, I pushed some buttons, I made some phone calls, and I got the co-founder, president, and CFO of IINN Inspira Technologies. His name is Joe Hayon, connected with us right now. This is up. The stock's up 262% today. What's going on? What's the deal? Well, rather than speculate, let's hear it straight from the source. So I'm now going to bring Joe Hayon on the At the Close show. Mr. Hayon, I know it's late for you. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thank you very much, and thank you for hosting us.
All right, so I'm going to bring up a chart and show the people what I'm talking about. IINN is your ticker, Inspira Technologies. Help us understand here. I do see several headlines today. Help us understand what those headlines are and what that means.
Sure. So just a bit of background. Our company is working on a technology that provides extracorporeal or blood oxygenation for patients with respiratory failure. And our product has an intention to stabilize patients while they're awake and prevent or eliminate the need for mechanical ventilation. Now, this is a totally disruptive solution to what we are suffering today with COVID and mechanical ventilation. And the market understands this. Now, today we've shared with the market that we have signed an agreement with a leading distributor in Spain and Portugal for a forecast of about $66 million. And I can only just tell everybody that this is just the tip of the iceberg on what the company intends to achieve in the future. And it just shows the scalability of our potential market.
So, explain a little bit more, about. So that this is a distribution deal.
Yes, this is a distribution deal, a future distribution deal in Spain and Portugal. It is the first country that we are entering a strategic agreement with. And as I said, this is just the beginning. We have the whole of Europe, the whole of the US, the whole of Asia, other continents. Inspira has a totally disruptive solution. It's going to disrupt the respiratory care and medical industry. And I think more and more people are understanding that as we move along. We have collaborations with leading hospitals like Sheba in Israel, which is ranked 9th in the world. And this is just another endorsement of what's expected ahead.
What exactly is so disruptive about your technology?
So, normally when a patient's got difficulty breathing, respiratory problems, they'll be rushed to the ICU, emergency room, to the ICU, and they'll find themselves on a mechanical ventilator. So we provide an alternative whereby exactly when they're deteriorating, we'll be able to remove a very small quantity of blood through a tiny cannula inserted in the neck. And we're removing a very small quantity of blood, treating it and returning it back to the patient while they're awake, while they're breathing, stabilizing, rebalancing their oxygen saturation levels. And it's working as an external artificial lung. And therefore, this allows the doctors to take care of the underlying medical problem and release the patient as quick as possible without the need and the intention to prevent the need for going to intubation, coma, and mechanical ventilation. So this is really disruptive in relation to these old veteran technologies that are available today.
What do you make of the reaction here? I ask this question to CEOs a lot, and I know obviously no one controls what their stock is doing. If you could control it, you would make it a lot more than $7. But what do you make of the reaction?
Well, I think the market, we've been on the NASDAQ since July. We're a company that was set up in 2018. We have a really disruptive solution. And the market's just getting to know us better and better. And this is just another step forward in this way that they can see that we have a fully scalable and global solution. And the market's reacting accordingly. And I think the market very much knows that this is just the tip of the iceberg of what the potential is. This is just 2 countries out of hundreds.
Will you use this deal to raise some capital?
The company at the moment is well funded.
Okay.
The company is very aggressive with its go-to-market strategy. I would keep a very close eye on the company's activities.
Okay, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. What is, just for everyone trading this on the news today, what is the timeline here for other distribution deals? How long was this one in the works? and what is the timeline for maybe another one of these headlines down the road?
I can only just say we're an extremely active company. We're working all the time. Keep a close eye. There's always more to come.
Okay. That's also a fair question. There's only so much you can say. I understand that, and I'm going to keep asking questions anyway, and you're going to keep answering how you want to answer them. Can you at least say though? I mean, like this move today, you're up again 200%. It's surprising, no?
I think the world realizes that we have a real disruptive solution and that it's scalable, and they can see what is the impact of our market capability in just one or two countries.
Okay.
I think people understand the potential. Until now, we've been dealing with the difficulty of COVID, difficulty of mechanical ventilators, and now there's a potential real solution that can disrupt the medical world, and it's scalable, it's affordable, it can be deployed in many places. It changes everything about how we treat respiratory failure.
Can you speak a little bit? What is the regulatory status here?
We are in the development stage. We're on pathway to regulatory. We are in the development stages. We will have ahead of us regulatory submissions. We have different versions of the system. One already at the beginning of next year. There's another one in 2023. But as we've shown in our presentations, investor decks, we have many, many milestones, both commercial, both development, both regulatory. And as I said, it's very, very important that the public become very much aware of what we're doing, seeing the very aggressive targets that we have set up for the company and how we plan to deliver.
Seeing as how, we're talking about respiratory issues here, how much of what you're working on is related to COVID?
We're also related to COVID. There are 20 million people every year that are placed on mechanical ventilators. Now, no one really knew this before COVID. Okay? So COVID's only just increased our market potential. So we can definitely be a player in the COVID, post-COVID market. But as I said, there are 20 million people every single year that need our solution. So we're talking about a market that has a total addressable market over $20 billion per year. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of what Inspira can do.
And then is there anything else that, because I think a lot of people may be seeing your name, seeing your company for the first time today. Is there anything else you think investors should know about what you're working on?
We are very much commercially driven. We talk about potential strategic relationships, agreements, distribution agreements. We are very much working alongside the development, alongside the regulatory, also with the go-to-market. You'll only further see our endorsements and penetration into the market. And I think this will definitely further imply the market potential of this extremely disruptive solution. And it's not just what I'm saying. The industry understands this, the market understands this, the medical community is understanding this. And I think you'll just, as you follow, you will see how Inspira will show further endorsement. We're just getting started. It's very important. We're just getting started.
All right, Joe Hayon is the co-founder, the president, and the CFO of Inspira Technologies. The ticker, the chart is up on the screen. You can see it there, IINN. Joe, I appreciate it. It's very, very short notice, and it's also late for you, so I appreciate you staying up and coming on with us today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
All right. Nice little fun, spontaneous thing before the usual segment here. So last thing we'll do, well, one of the last things we'll do before I bring Joel on in a couple minutes is I'm going to do our final, you guys know it, crypto update of the day. Yes, I know. I heard some of you say it out loud to yourselves, and you're correct. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh my goodness. 1 second. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen. Bada bing, bada boom. And let's do some crypto. All right, not much has really changed, I think, throughout the course of the day. I mean, Bitcoin's still down. Solana is a little bit annoying to me because that one's been a good one the last couple of weeks. Let me go into the Pro here and pull up my Solana chart. And it's not working for me, but I don't know. Biggest gainer on the heat map today. Of course, this is your larger cryptos. Is Cosmos up 15%. We also got Polygon up 11%. Your biggest loser is Solana. I don't actually remember the last time that Solana was your biggest loser on the heat map. I think it's been a while. Like I said, Bitcoin also down 1% today. I think we've settled in nicely to the Bitcoin ETFs, both seeming to function well. So yeah, that's what we got as far as the heat map is concerned. Our top stories in crypto land of the day. Hot Wheels is launching an NFT. Okay. The Mooch talked up his Bitcoin stake, and we've got Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre NFTs. The NFT space is wild, guys. Seriously. If you're not watching either Moon or Bust or the Roadmap, our NFT show, you're really missing out because the space is wild. There is crazy stuff going on. By the way, this page has been benzinga.com/crypto, full resource for our newsletter, heat map, news, trade ideas, trending stories. Benzinga.com/crypto. I do recommend this page. Obviously, why wouldn't I recommend this page? So check that out if you haven't already. And oh, by the way, you can get some free Bitcoin. All you have to do is download the Voyager app, enter the code ZING, fund your account with $100 and make your first trade, and they will give you $50 in Bitcoin in your account. All right, let's get that off the screen here. Catch up on the chat. Hey, Jared, listen, man. We'll wait and see. All right. I don't know. I mean, I think his answer was very politically correct, right? We'll have to wait and see. He a lot of times, like these CEOs, they will get in trouble for this. Is why you don't see news break during the day, right? During the market session, because they will get in trouble for saying something like that. Obviously, I'm going to ask it, right? But they will get in trouble for answering that question, which I can respect. You know, there are responsibilities to be a public company, so I can understand that. What's up, Manny? How are we doing? Let me get my pro chart up on the screen. We'll have Joel on in a minute, or whenever he gets here. And yeah, let me see what you guys are watching today. What's on y'all's radar? Here's my scanner, right? Looking at what's up, what's down from the open, what's up over the last 5 minutes. What jumps out to me besides IINN? It literally is your number one gainer today. Wow. That is something else. Look at that volume, 137 million shares. And then the float. What is what? 7 million. All right, so every share has changed hands how many times? 20? Almost? Wow. One of those days. Anyway, it is 3:29. Let's start this at the close show with Joel. All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Joel, we had a little bit of a flush today.
Yeah. I mean, you could consider that a flush. Yep. You had you got a little bit of a turnaround around 11:30. We're still up 15 handles, 14 and 3/4 handles at 43.73. Just little profit taking. I mean, you do have some big reports after the close. Interestingly, you came down and your pre-market low was 61.50, and they tried to take it through there. Only did by 3 ticks. Now you're back up pretty close, about 3 handles from where we started the regular session. We have crude in the green by 85 cents at 84.61. That will be posting a new all-time closing, or not all. I keep saying all-time, but you guys know what I mean. A new high close for the rebound by quite a bit. Gold down 11.10 at 1795.70. Can't string those closes together over 1800. Silver in the green or in the red by 38 cents at 24.21. Bitcoin, a little bit of reversal, down 540 at 62,185. Ethereum staying in the green by $31.25 at 42.27 and a quarter.
Well, I guess we should start with Facebook here because I can't remember a day where Facebook went straight down like this. Maybe you can help me out, Joel. The last time that we had a red candle this large, I think was January.
It sure looks that way. We can go back a little bit farther on the dailies and take a look. Let's scroll back a little bit to January. The street just turned on it and turned on it fast. Yeah, this is back in late January. We had talked about this one. We had talked about the trading range and how it had kind of tested both ends of the trading range in the pre-market, and then boom, you found resistance right in the area of the two highs, the last two sessions. And when this thing couldn't hold 330, it was lights out and coming down in that 320 area just too many times. Hit 309.60, now 314.60, still trading in the red by $14. Just not a good day after earnings. And you look at this and you're like, well, what's going to be the catalyst now for Facebook, right? I mean, if you can't rally off of your earnings report, is someone going to come and upgrade this now? I think not. I think we do. I said, do we have a date with 300? And I'm moving down to 300 because that's what we took out that support. That's what I'm looking at for Facebook.
This is interesting too from a perspective of like Twitter, right? Because they report tonight. Because they report because Facebook's report actually wasn't really that bad. Like it wasn't amazing, but it was like I said this morning. It was better than Snapchat.
It's just sentiment. There's just, I think the sentiment is turned on this stock. I mean, negative headlines coming out every day, just in one capacity or another. So, no fault of its own that, it's trying. But man, now that you broke down through the bottom of that trading range, now you got that hurdle up there at 320. There'll be people looking to wiggle out there. But big turnaround. I mean, you're still up in the green nicely for the year. We haven't had three down months in this since January, February, and March of 2020.
Okay, so as this pertains to Twitter, sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. As it pertains to Twitter, let me present an argument as to why Twitter will go up after earnings, because the bar is so low, so low that all they have to do is say we're not going out of business, and people are gonna love it.
I mean I'm holding it through the report. I'm probably gonna end up regretting it, but it's just, I mean, this whole sector just seems to be under, the social media sector. Just it seems like the sentiment has turned, and I don't even know if a good earnings report. You're at 68 just a few days ago, and now you're closer to 60. So I think even on pops, you're going to find sellers, kind of like the Facebook. So we'll see if they come in, where they come in at, what kind of guidance. If they can keep up, the revenues have been, up and down. They've been over $1 billion, and see if they can make a big leap on the revenue front.
Yeah. I was also watching all the earnings stocks today. Just, you always want to see how they follow through. Like in Facebook's case, it took put up no fight this today. UPS, pops and then stopped going higher. 3M kind of does nothing. GE kind of pops and comes back a little bit. Nothing really to say about GE. There's not a lot really going on.
UPS, we got that one wrong. We were looking at maybe for it to come in, but instead made a new all-time high. Actually matched it. Nope, made a new all-time high. 1959 got to 220.24. So nice gap, holds the gap. That's good news. See if you can clear that 220 hurdle tomorrow for UPS.
I just looked at AMD. I just put up AMD for a second, and I guess I hadn't realized, even though we definitely talked about this morning or yesterday, like 2 down days in the last 2 weeks. So wow, I guess I did realize that, but I don't know.
They have earnings.
Tonight. Yeah, they're tonight.
Tonight. Wow.
So
Someone got excited off this on right rally, right off the pre-market low, and then boom, all the way over, new all-time high, 127.20, and get cold feet headed into the report. Still going to post a new all-time closing high though.
yeah. Okay, there wasn't a lot that I really saw today. I'll be honest, in terms of like intraday stuff and trends. I mean, like we took a little bit of a dip, but like we're also still in the green, more or less across the board. We're like we're down 0.5% in the Russell, but like it's kind of the same story as yesterday, right? Or it's just most things. You got some red here and there. Industrials are down, consumer services are down, but or communication services, but like everything else is kind of, and that's because of Facebook, but everything else is kind of just green. I don't know. There's really not much to say about this market. I feel like it just kind of goes a little bit higher every day.
No, yeah. Well, a majority of the gains were taken, were made in the overnight session.
Yeah.
They improved on it, and now we're, basically right back where we were at 9:30 a.m. Well, I got to see one asking about support in Google here. That's up $25. It's off the low. Last three times down, you found buyers under 27.50. So what was the low from yesterday? Low from yesterday, 27.34.97 and 27 and a quarter. So I guess four lows and it's 27 and a quarter to 27.40 area, getting a little bit of bounce today back over that 50% retracement. But we'll see. I mean, they usually come out with just some whopping numbers.
Google? Oh, they always crush it.
Yeah.
Just for fun, let's look up the last time that Alphabet missed the estimate. COVID notwithstanding. If you take away COVID, because that messed with everything, the last time they missed EPS was Q4 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, this company, and they make like the estimate for tonight is $23 per share. Like every quarter we go through the same song and dance, and every quarter I'm blown away at the growth of Microsoft and
Oh yeah, we got Mr. Softy too today, right?
and Alphabet and Amazon and Apple. Those four. We do this dance every time, and it boggles the mind. These companies grow at a rate that is equivalent to like the size of a decent portion of companies out there. Like it is madness. It is absolute madness.
They've showed that they can perform in in a pandemic and a non-pandemic environment.
I know exactly. They just keep on keeping on, and I guess you just have to buy every dip. And I don't put Facebook in the group because they got other stuff going on, but you got to buy every dip, I guess. And yeah, Jay Rice, it's in Alphabet's case, YouTube is just printing money for them, and they can thank us for that, I suppose. Okay, what else do we want to? Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. I did write this down, but then I forgot that I wrote it down. Was DKNG, because we talked about that one this morning because it popped,
Right.
and then it gave a little bit back, and by the time it opened at what, 50, I think. No, it opened at 40. Well, 49. And I just like, it was a very quick move today.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite understand at the time, and I still don't understand. But anyway, don't chase stocks up like this in the pre-market.
We talked about this one, and we were just going to sentiment off the PayPal and pins. We can cover that next. Calling off the deal. I mean, they liked it, but people use it as opportunity. This thing has been just been resistance over $50. Like, how many times can you go over 50? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Nowhere near that pre-market high. That's one thing that you like to look at is, where does it get to the pre-market high? When it doesn't, it usually rolls over. I don't think we got to the top of yesterday's range, but just people were, people that picked it up on the cheap yesterday. I mean, they were just flipping it out. What's the high for today? Another high just over $50. So 50.48. So your best prices, we're, in the pre-market once again.
Yeah. That's it. Okay. Yeah. So I'll be honest with y'all. Like I said, Joel, there wasn't really a lot that I'd seen today in terms of just things of interest. I don't know if you
Sure.
saw anything that was interesting. You did anything jump out to you today?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, I know. You were watching PayPal, weren't you?
Yes, and pins. And this is just not good.
Oh,
Not good.
PayPal.
I know.
PayPal is back to Friday. Is that Friday? That's Friday.
Friday's low, 39.75. Pre-market prep stock of the day. The article is already out, and they didn't like it. But I mean, we've been in a downtrend since you hit that all-time high in July, right? For the out of high tech growth, and this got hit. It was on the recovery, and then they talked about this deal, and the street either A thinks they're coming back and you're going to do the pins deal, or they might overpay for something else. But you got the relief pop yesterday. And today opened up in the green by $3, went up another 33 cents, and then kaplooey. Um, you're still holding the low of the move. The low of the move was on Friday at 239.75. So that's the good news. And it's just hold. We'll see if it can hold in there. But just even though the deal's off, it's just not getting the pop that you wanted.
Yeah, and then Pinterest. Pull up that chart.
Yeah, this one, no deal on the table. I mean, it is now, I know, was it $55? And then, then you got the rumors of the deal, and now it just made a new low for the move. So maybe a little Facebook, social media fallout here for pins. You got that pop. One key in this was, it never got, it said, oh, $70. If there's supposed to be a deal on it's for $70, and people are selling it at 66, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tells you there's a lot of
Well,
skepticism.
there's no deal for 70. Not anymore. Maybe
No,
there was.
no, I don't know. Maybe a take under. I have no idea.
There's
New low of the move. You took out this monthly low. We'll drill down. 41.60 is your next stopping point on the monthlies, but I'm sure we could drill in on the dailies and still find something where yeah, believe it or not, well, now it's now negative for the year. It did have that rally. Wow, got up to $90 in February. 2-for-1 stock split. Looks like it's headed for that $45 area. Just for fun, I'll go to the weeklies here to see if it looks any different. And no, I guess you got 48.57. We took that out. And then the next weekly low was 44.06. So that's what you're looking at in pins.
Hey, you want to know a stock that we talked about a lot when it was going straight up? We don't talk about it as much anymore, but it's still a high flying growth one. Is Twilio, because they report tomorrow. This is I had the FOMO so hard in 2019, maybe, I don't know, but this is when I thought about buying $200 ago and didn't. But they report earnings tomorrow after the close, and it's been quiet here. Because we talk about the growth stocks coming off. This one came off, but it's like right in the midpoint though of the high and the low of this year.
Yeah, it is. And you got a green candle going. On a pop, I keep an eye on this 370 area. 373 with some highs that you had last week in it. 371.96, 373. But the fact that you traded back down under 350, I think at 370, I'd be looking at that. Also, that was some highs back in August. If I'm trading this from the long side and it takes out this 350 low, there's nowhere to go on this, really. You get into this bar here, I guess a gap to fill 346.99, but the low of this bar is actually 329.88. So look out, Loretta, if this takes out 350. Spoo's heading into the final 15 minutes, catching a little bit of a bid here. We are now up 19 handles, 45.77.
Wait. I just want to clarify something from the chat. Das Pips. Microsoft did not report yet. If they did, that would be insane. But
Yeah.
no, they didn't. The stock is not reacting as if it did. So they report out for the close. They did not report yet. So everyone chill. Everyone chill.
All time, I just want to note to our traders, investors, this has been down. Well, more red candles because of the high versus open, but the open versus the close. But this 310.76 is kind of sticking out to me. And currently, where you're trading, that's the old time closing high. Sure, you got some fluff to 312.40 today, but I can't wait to see how it reacts here. 310.76, as I said, old time closing high from October 21st.
Okay, we'll go to the chat in a couple. It was showing it. So I'm looking at the.
I
No,
will.
Das, I don't know what you're seeing on TradingView, but I can assure you that Microsoft did not report earnings.
Yeah, well,
If
let's
they
look at the
did,
price action.
if they did, that would be a that would be big
That would
news.
be a leak.
That would be a leak, and the stock would react, and it is not. So I don't know what you're seeing there, but maybe last quarter. That could be last quarter what you're seeing. Yeah, I heard Scrambler, Lockheed Martin. We talked about that this morning. I also saw that one today. It was a tough day. Yeah, frankly, it was a really tough day. This thing just went
Did
straight
it
up.
just keep on going?
Yeah,
What
it
did it
went.
do?
This thing went straight up for the last month, and gave back all those gains in one day.
Yeah, so much for this 345 area. Cut through that like a knife through butter. You just had someone stepping on this in the pre-market. This is right, where we're at the pre-market, and they didn't let up the entire session. Getting a little bit of a bounce off the low. We can forget about this retracement because it's no longer valid. Maybe you got a date here with 320, 2 monthly lows, January and February, stalking that 320 area. So let's see. Big move on the downside for LMT. Triple D is not going to be happy about that.
No. Hey, you know what's having a really good week? I mean, more than that, but it's having a really good year actually. But if you look at natural gas, Joel, like if you look at UNG, which is the natural gas ETF,
Yep.
having a really good week. Well, again, it's having a great year, but we're knocking on the door. We're a couple bucks away from new highs here. Except for that, if you take away that one day, we got to 22. We're kind of at the previous area of resistance in UNG. So
Yeah, I'd like to look at the natty gas futures. That's
that's true.
obviously, yep. And boom. I mean, sharp decline off $5. You got a nice bounce. You take it back half of that move. This high at 6.233, kind of in the middle of no man's land, and you backed off to 598. So it just looks like someone just nothing there. I don't even see any. Let's see what the closes were here. No, 649. Looks like it was a high close in the move. You didn't even get there today. So I don't know. Keep an eye on that high from today in natty gas. If you're trading at 6.233, that's corresponding, wherever that corresponds to in the UMG contract.
Wilkin is thinking that Hood's going to rip. It's possible. You can convince me on either side on Hood. You can convince me it'll rip to 43, 44, 45. You can also convince me that it could go down to like 35, 34. I really don't know what to make of this one. I'm sure that, as Joel was pointing out, this quarter coincides with back to school. This will be a very interesting experiment to see how that affects, if at all, if it affects.
I mean, this has just been kind of just dead. I mean, dead money. You don't have many daily lows to lead on if they hit it. 37.16 was low on the day where it went absolutely bonkers. And then you have three other lows here. So I don't know what to expect from the company. But it's just been tight. It really, since that IPO, boom, from the run up, the run down, I don't know. Maybe a test of that IPO low.
Joel, question from our fan: would you put Boeing in your long-term portfolio? And I have a follow-up actually. Is Boeing ever going back to its all-time high of $446 from March?
Don't know for sure. Okay.
It seems like that was 2.5 years ago, and it feels longer than that. But
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been listening to me, whoever asked that question. I haven't liked this stock for a long time. And I just think pandemic or no pandemic, I mean, big airplanes, I still think that, I think all their airplanes. Not everyone's gonna be flying a Cessna, but I don't know. It's not looking good. It gets its rebounds, been in a trading range. Better hold $200. Ooh, actually not 200. 190, 185, 192.86 if you take out that 200. Spoos turned on us, folks. It looked like we were going to try and burst into that 45.80 handle here, and we just quickly lost 6 or 7 points. Probably some selling balances in that one, I would say.
For the second day in a row, the most searched ticker on Benzinga Pro is BKKT. I don't want to say I told you so because I'm still technically wrong because I was bearish this one, $20 ago, or $16 ago. But I mean, that was dumb, right? Like
But
yesterday.
didn't it even trade higher than this
I mean,
in the pre-market?
it went to 60. Yeah, but like
Wow.
yesterday was dumb. This morning was dumb. It was all dumb. It was all dumb.
Wow.
So,
Right on that 4 a.m. open. Look at that.
I know, no pain,
Wow.
or no resistance. No resistance. It's just straight down, straight down.
Tough. You got a lot of people stuck in this, not even, notwithstanding the regular session. You bought this today looking for
I know.
$50. Where did it open up at? It opened up at 36.20, hit 37.49, and when it came back down to that open, lights out. Spoons under 45.70 now here. Little weakness going into the close.
I did see that was a few moments ago. That was a slight buy imbalance, but that's out of date now, so it may have flipped. So I apologize. I wasn't.
Someone asked about Fastly. We haven't looked at that
We
one.
get asked about Fastly. That is I have no way of knowing this, but I feel like that one is probably in our top 5 of stocks we get asked about the most. It's like Fastly and SoFi, and I don't know, maybe.
Don't like that I don't like the candle for today. Not by any stretch of the imagination, because you got up to 52.59. $2 off that high now, $2 plus. Big volume. So I mean, you do have a pair of lows if you want to hold on for this 47.24 area that splits the lows from Friday and Monday. But not a healthy looking candle today, and we'll see if you can hold the high close for this recent rally. We had 50.05 yesterday, so 50.20. So if you want to keep that $50, $50 on your radar, that's important. Next time, if you do go into rally mode on this one, it's gonna be a little harder to reach, I think, that 52.59 and go moving forward.
Hey, you know what's making a rare appearance in the top 10 most searches on Benzinga Pro today is Nvidia. I can't imagine why. It's only up almost 7% to a new all-time high. But you don't know I don't often see that. I look every day. I don't see stock like Nvidia.
News me on this one. What was the news?
Oh, you're throwing me under the bus here. I don't actually know if there was any news.
Wow, it had to be.
No, not that I'm seeing. You can attribute it to a variety of factors, which means there is no one factor.
Maybe let it come and get you. Let it come and get you. Put your stop under that gap area. You're still $7-8 away from it, and it starts to fill the gap instead of trying to pick a top.
Yeah, but wow, it's impressive.
Big move.
Yeah, oh gosh, if we could go back, if we could go back to 3 weeks ago, I'd probably do so much. I didn't, I would have. I didn't do any buying, but I would have perhaps if I can go back in time. But.
Yeah, nice move.
Yeah, RAG. I saw that as well. Right, they're saying, oh, Facebook is going to need more if they're investing in the metaverse and VR and that sort of thing. But I don't know if that's specific. I don't unless they cited Nvidia specifically. I don't I don't know if they did, but that's pretty impressive.
That's a big move.
Either way. So, okay. Yeah, and I saw a few people mention this as well. Yes, it does look like, at least for the moment, the Trump stocks appear to be over. Dangerous move. If you're long these things, today was a dangerous day for you.
Let's see.
So I'm sorry if you are still in this.
What is this symbol again?
It's DWAC.
I can't.
Today's dangerous.
Yeah,
You know, like an inside day is kosher. Today is not that. So, you know.
you had the inside day yesterday,
Right,
and you saw what happened when it took out the value. Spoos are losing altitude here. Just getting a little nervous, I guess, ahead of these big reports after the close. We're trying to close around 45.70. As much as you can talk about the decline or the back off the high, still in shape here. 4 minutes ago to post a new all-time closing high. If we lose 10 points like we just did there, pre-market low 60.75 with 4 minutes to go. Or actually, it's a pre-market low and the actual low for the session.
Here's a random stock that's having a good day today. Was it off earnings? No, I don't think it was. It's Coty, COTY, the makeup company's randomly up 7% today. I don't know if there was news here. Let me check for you. I don't even know if there was. I just noticed that.
You had 4 highs in the same area.
An upgrade to buy a Deutsche Bank to a
Deutsche Bank
price target 11.
Woohoo! Deutsche Bank moving this one.
Yeah.
Deutsche Bank was looking at the quad of highs at the 815 area and said, we're going to push it to 815. I'm just being facetious. And they did. And that's a breakout here, starting to get into this gap area. Got to see if you get filed through on this one today, right? It's important that, you get back, hold this area. This is probably gap down off earnings. So that, holding this, what's the day? The high for today is 869, trading 859. So it ain't giving up yet. This high was at 863. So important to close here right above this 860 level.
Okay, there's a few stocks that we didn't cover on the earnings front from this morning. Like we didn't talk about. Let me go here to the pro. What didn't we talk? We didn't talk about. We had Xerox get crushed on their report. We had we talked about Lockheed Martin. We talked about we had Shutterstock this morning, recent IPO. I'm sure they're trading higher. We didn't talk about Sherwin-Williams. I bet. Oh, how is SHW? Because you would think, like, I don't know. I feel like I associate them with, even though I shouldn't. I associate them with like supply chain problems, because if no one is able to like do home repairs and costs are going up, then why would they be painting? You know what I mean? But that apparently is wrong, because the stock is up today. So I don't know.
Did it report?
They did report, yeah, and I'll give you the numbers here on SHW. It was an EPS miss by a penny, so in line, and then a sales beat, and then they looks like they reaffirmed their revenue growth for the year. But I don't know. I just would have thought like, hey, home costs are going up, renovation costs are going up. Everyone's probably just putting projects off, and that includes paint, but I stand corrected.
There's something going on here, folks. This is a rare occurrence here. A late day sell off here in the index. We're just clipping handles here, like nothing here. 65. There, I jinxed it. I said we were going to make a new all-time. Well, we did. We did make a new all-time closing high. If I had to eyeball the close, I'd say 45.65. A little nervousness here ahead of some reports. And let's see here. Let's see what we got as far as the big boys reporting. That's it, Spencer. We can wrap things up. And this, it's a little bit of a turbulent Tuesday.
Still close to higher. So again, just to recap, everyone, reporting tonight in no particular order, because I don't know the order. I'm just going to read you the names as I see them. Visa, Twitter, Alphabet, AMD, F5 Networks, Chubb, Boyd Gaming, QuantumScape, Texas Instruments. Just scroll.
Folks,
Microsoft, and that's it.
Folks, if y'all trading these headlines and everything and these earnings reports, just make sure you get all the information before you jump the gun, because they could come out with, some good numbers and then they give you some poor guidance. So a lot of different factors, but we'll be here same time, same place tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pre-market prep. We'll be covering all these earnings reports and whatever catalyst we have out there. Thank you, Spencer.
Money Mitch coming. He's back now. He's back from his hiatus in Austin. He'll be live right now. This stream will redirect to that show. Everyone have a great rest of your day. I will catch you tomorrow.